Okay, so we got a Craftsman tiller here, and the guy wanted me to serve it. Well, actually what he said is make it run right so they can have it for the season. So we'll do a service on it, but we're going to make sure it starts first, and if it doesn't start, then we'll figure out what's wrong with it. Okay, it felt like it popped off, but it didn't start. So we'll go through our diagnostic process and see where we're at with it. So we'll replace the air filter for sure. So we'll put some starting fluid in the carburetor. If it starts, then we'll know that's what's wrong. There's a fuel related issue. If it doesn't start, then we'll have to move on to something else. So take it off choke, full throttle. Okay, so it popped off and died. So that means that we have compression and we have spark. So we have a fuel related issue. So we'll go ahead and start taking apart the carburetor and see what we got. We have a vent tube here. We'll just leave this to the side. This clamp might be difficult to get off. It's on the back side. There, we got it. Just had to have the right tool. Well, the gas looks pretty good. Not much in it. Well, I'll show you. Maybe the camera wasn't in the right spot. So what you do, so we're going to pull this out, and then this pops right up. That's your linkage and one spring. That's the rest of it's going to come right off. Okay, so now we have a new carburetor, and we got a new choke lever that goes right there. So now when you turn it, it should open right up. Once again, we'll put the linkage in, and we'll put the spring on. I might need my needle nose to do that. Yep. It's hard to do on camera. I mean, I could do it, but my fingers would be in the way, so we'll just do it with the needle nose so you can see it. Now, what that spring does right there is there's a little bit of play in your throttle assembly, so your governor is always adjusting your throttle. but there's always a little bit of play. That spring takes out the play. So now I'm going to see if this has a tank filter or a regular external. Well, this doesn't have an external filter, but whether I want to put one or not on or not, because the package came with an external or internal tank filter. So we'll see if the this one has one. So we'll take the hose the rest of the way off. The proper way to do this is take the oh, that broke loose. Is take the tank off, but see if we can save a little bit of time. Okay, so it does have a internal tank filter, so let's see if this one fits. Okay, I got this thing to thread in. That was a little bit of a tight squeeze, so we'll use the new gas tank filter instead of using an inline filter. This is a new hose and a new clamp because that old hose wouldn't fit on that new tank filter. So now we're going to measure it off a little bit here. Okay, so now we're going to put the this back on, and we want to make sure that the hole in the carburetor lines up with the hole in the gasket. And then we got this hose in the back here that we got to get on. Okay, so then we're going to put the last bolt right here. I may have to loosen the tube. I got them a little too tight, I think. It's causing this one to misalign. There we go. Okay, I'm going to stuff a rag down the carburetor hole. I guess I could have cleaned this off while it was off. Okay, so we're going to change the oil to start with. I sniffed the oil to make sure it doesn't have any gasoline in it. Doesn't matter, I already changed out the carburetor, but I was just making sure. Okay, so it's full. Alright, so now we're going to replace the air filter. This is what the old air filter looked like. Completely destroyed. Okay, so now we're going to switch out the change out the spark plug. Okay, so we're going to gap this from 30 to 35. There's 30. 35 doesn't go. I always want to screw these in by hand. That way you don't ever strip out the head. Okay, so now we're going to take off the overhead valve covers, check the valves. Had to get a swivel for this one. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that one valve is all the way out and one valve is all the way in. So we're going to turn it, that one pushed in, that means this one's out. So we're going to check it 4 to 7 thousandths. We'll put the 7 in first. See if it's going to clear. Okay, 7 doesn't go in, that's great. And 4 does. It's hard to reach. And then we'll pull this valve out, push that one in. Whoops, too far. Okay, again, we'll check 7 first, make sure it doesn't go in. Nope, doesn't go in. 4. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. Yep. Okay, so we'll put the cover back on. That was simple. Gasket still looks good. All right, we'll give her a start. Okay, so that's all there is to servicing a tiller. So now we'll power wash it and call the customer. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to that video where I was talking about I did a carburetor change. So I hope this video helps you fix your equipment under the shade tree. Thanks for watching.